Yeah,
Okay,
no,
good.
the main point was really establishing this idea, and I appreciate the feedback in terms of competency versus just hours. And so my question is more, I would see, iterating a project or doing a certain number of projects successfully as competence from a work perspective. Um, and so if that's the case, then for me, the goal would be, hey, can we get Damone, say, 2 more projects, 3 more projects before the end of the year? And that gets us to a place where, okay, great, we went from teaching to a first project, second project, and hopefully by the end, he's able to then take on a project with very little feedback or instruction, which would then to me say competence, right? I mean, I'm not saying no feedback, but from where we are today and getting through the first project, and again, super proud of you, Damone, for taking that on and doing all those pieces and working with that. Work with the real client and the rest. So I guess my main point would be, does that satisfy from your perspective how we might go from a competence, from an hours model to a competency-based model?
Yes, but so we need those competencies outlined in the standards, though, of what
Got
he's doing. So we need to make, a nice job. I saw the papers you sent over, Kevin, but what's in Standards Builder, you can download that if you want to share it, and it'll download in a Word document. When you're looking at it, I can make it editable again, and you can edit it in that, or you can download it, and then we can take it out of Standards Builder and just deal with a Word document if you want.
Got it.
But we need to make sure that what's the paperwork that you're signing, your federal standards, are what your apprentice Damone is doing. So I have a lot of different industries, so I don't like to interpret work processes for people because I don't know every industry. So I'm going to rely on you to make those work processes align with what Damone is doing.
Perfect. Kevin, if you get me that Word document, then what I'll do is translate those skills to the standards. That's exactly the question that I needed, Abigail, was. And my parents were educators, and so I get all that kind of stuff. And my mom was like a helping teacher, right? She wrote curriculum, and I've written a curriculum with Kevin and all this kind of stuff. But the standards part is super important. And so to your point, if we meet one existing standards, makes sense. And in a place where we may be creating standards in new industries, is that something that we submit then for, if we're doing Web3, right? I'm minting NFTs and teaching people how to do this kind of process, artificial intelligence, stuff that I doubt there's education standards for, because I can't even go to school for it. How would we treat something like that?
Yeah, we can add new occupations. So everything that is apprenticeable is not, all occupations are not apprenticeable, but we can take something that's existing and customize it to what you're doing. Let me share the screen. Let me share my screen.
Okay, I can give you shared screen capabilities here.
Yeah. And by the way, happy to back into the Standards Act. Because there's a lot of consistency in things that may exist. We may just be adding a subject matter expertise on top of an existing standard, which to me, I'm all about. How do we get to something consistent and existing? And maybe we're doing a tweak to it.
Let me get out of here. I'm trying to find it here because it's stop share.
And Abigail, while you're bringing that up, I just wanted to mention to Terrence the process. One of the things that will happen, Terrence, is that as we start and get to a place where we can show progression of the competencies, there will be a wage scale promotion from $15 an hour to $20 an hour for Damone. And you asked the question, Abigail, when would that promotion or $15, $20 go? And I said halfway through the 144 hours of training. So Terrence, what do you think about that?
So I think I want to go back to these standards. If we can show proficiencies, and that proficiency would then dictate, a scale increase, right? As you master something and you move from, say, just capturing to editing to producing, right? If he were to be the producer, different than being an editor or a videographer, which again, I think editing and videography are there. Producers take on that client management piece or whatever the case may be.
So based on competency, he would get the promotion if he was able to scale from just being an editor to producer. Then he could actually qualify.
Right. And he's doing 2 tasks here, right? Capture and editing. That's good. And to your predator thing, 2 tasks may be worth it, right? He's doing both independently. That's good too. So again, those are the questions, right? If you're doing 2 tasks, is that good? Do you have to take the leadership role of I'm moving from a person contributor to really a producer who's the manager, the creative mind behind it?
Okay, so it's stuck in signature mode, so I'm gonna have to get it out. Because you see, you have digital video editor. That's your one. We can adjust the occupation name if you want it to be something more specific, you know, if you want to add 3D or however you want to personalize it. But this is the ONET code. And we didn't customize these work processes at all. So let me get,
and so I could pull this down. So what you're saying to me is if that was digital video editor, I could pull down then the requirements that make that up.
yes, this is our website. It's all right here. Video
Got it.
editor, search.
Perfect.
Yeah, so these are the things that Terrence are proficient at that again, this is just another link. This is Chinese to me, so.
No, I get this. This makes sense.
See,
Okay,
work
that's where we get it.
activities,
Perfect.
This is what this Word doc is what's in your standards. And here you can see there's all these other related occupations. You can add as many occupations as you want.
Oh, this is great.
And we just add them into standards builder.
So Kevin, is there access to this or is this?
Yeah, I can give you access to it. So essentially I've got the login, so I can just send you the credentials to get in and edit.
I'll add you as a user.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Abigail.
Daughter's resume here.
Oh, this is great.
She wanted me to look at it. Okay.
That's good.
And by the way, Terrence is in San Diego also, Abigail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's working.
Yeah, I'm 30th and University. We're right over by the Union Bank co-working facility.
Okay, our office is downtown on C, but I'm at home today because it's Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so see here.
Oh, good.
Competencies, state completed, and initial. And so all your, after Demona, if we have a new apprentice, everybody sees these. If you bring on additional employers, they see them. So it's completely transparent in apprenticeship what is expected.
That's perfect.
So this is all of them. You feel free to add, delete, revise the language, because these are very general.
Yeah.
And most people do customize. And then this is just generic related instruction. I already have your DPI program in there, in your standards. So that's just what I need you to do is make sure that all these work processes align with what your apprentice is actually doing. And we do estimate that this takes 1 year. It is competency based though. So your apprentice can graduate if they're fully competent in 6 months. That's the shortest they can take. If it takes them longer, then it takes longer. You know?
No, this is great. I mean, and we just started this process, Kevin. So officially this kicked off in May, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Started in May with the city of LA.
The city of LA and Demone. Okay, so I mean, I can take this and make sure that we are now, this is super helpful. So we'll make sure that now we structure this apprenticeship to check these boxes, make sure that we have some work product in order to show that these were met. But I think I have the pieces that are needed. Is there anything else you need from us, Abigail, in order to sort of lock this in using Demone as our initial use case?
No, just go ahead and I'm gonna put you in standards builder as soon as we're done as a user. Go ahead and add more occupations if you want, but just really review those work processes and make sure they align. And then I had already sent it for signature, but I'm gonna kick it back into edit mode again. And then the state director's already reviewed it. He's good with you guys signing it as soon as you're ready, and then he'll sign it. Next week it can start. And then once you're registered, I'll show you how to use our database, which we were just in standards builders also with Rapids, and that's where you'll input Demone's information and any other apprentices you take on. And then I'll show you how to keep your records federally online, our database.
Man,
yes,
I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, and Terrence, one last thing. At the end of the process, let's say 6 months, 7 months out, she will then do a site visit to see exactly where and who and what we've accomplished.
Yeah, well, look, what I may try to do also is, as we look at a second apprentice, we may pick someone that we can apprentice here in San Diego, which may make it easy, and into my office, and I can sort of oversee some of these kind of things. The rest, great working with Demone remotely, and definitely Anna Marie helps because she's at CSUN where he's finishing school. But we'll keep that in mind as ways that we can continue to do this. But thank you so much for the opportunity. I think it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simone, do you want to say anything? Because this lady is going to be very important in your acceleration through the process. So anything you want to say or just ask?
You are muted though.
Nothing specific comes to mind at the moment.
Okay. All right, great. All right. Well, thank you guys. And everybody have a great weekend, and we're ready to go to work. So Abigail, you've added Terrence to the builder, and we're ready to go.
Okay.
I'm
sounds
excited.
good.
Thank you again. And thanks again, Timon, for helping us make this opportunity real.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.
All
now.
right. Bye-bye.